Video is to walk you through the last minute checklist that you should perform before you submit your clock for laser printing. As you know, the laser printer software is fussy in a few areas, and those are the things we need to pay particular attention to. Okay, so here is my clock design, and all the information I need for this video are in the designer notes. Starting with number 1, your clock must include a red outline with strokes 0.1 point. All right, well, let's double check. I do have a outline here, and it is red. Is it the right shade of red? Yes, it is. R255, no green, no blue, or FF0000 for the hex code. And the stroke weight, if I look over at my properties, is 0.1 points. Good. It also must include a 9mm red circle with the same stroke weight, and that's here. Apparently it is locked. No problem. Unlock it, select it, double check. Yes, it's the right shade of red, and yes, it's the right stroke weight. If I'm content with those, sometimes it's nice to just lock them so I know that I'm done with those. Now, let's take a continued look at the color effects. I've used red for cutting. I've only got 2 places where I'm cutting, the outline and the mandatory hole in the middle, or wherever you decide to put it, for the clock stem. And then any other red? No, not at all. Is there any blue on here? No, there's not, so I don't need to check that. But I do have some black, so I need to make sure that it's the right shade of black. None of my layers are locked, so I can check this jersey. It's the right shade. All zeros, all the way down. And this is a separate object. Let's double check. Yep, it's good. Over here. Now I got a question mark here, and that's because this is an image traced object. It's a vector image like it's supposed to be, but it acts a little bit funny when I try to select it. So instead I'm going to use the direct selection tool and just select some of the black objects. Yep, it's pure black. Likewise, and I should go through all of these. Also, while I'm doing this, I want to make sure that I have no stroke on this because I have no need for a stroke. So that should not be white. It should be unfilled, no fill, with the red line through it. Okay, let me check the lettering here. That's good, and it's black. Okay, so I would go through every different object here and make sure that they're all the right shade of black, and then I can move on. There's a reminder of the color codes, and then there's a reminder here not to use drag and dropped elements, but they should be filed and placed. Okay, well, I didn't do that. I placed this before I traced it. And if I were to click on this and I saw a line through it, then I would know that this is a JPEG or a PNG, and I know that the laser printer cannot print that, so I would have to redo it. But I don't see that happening here, so I'm fine. All strokes must be 0.1 point. Well, my text here does not have any stroke, so I'm fine. And these objects don't have any outline, so I don't have to worry about the stroke. I've already checked the outline on the edge and on the 9mm hole, so I'm fine. What's next? Your clock may take any form, any shape, but must not exceed 40 by 80. Okay, well, let's double check. I'm pretty sure I got that covered. But let's just be sure. Click on the outline. The outline is 240 millimeters by 240 millimeters. In other words, it's 24 centimeter circle. So I'm fine. And let's lock that again. Expand all text. Okay, well, how do I check to see if it's expanded? Well, I click on it, and when I click on it, even when I double click on it, I don't get the text, the type tool. I just have the option of converting this in, editing this as a typeface. And I'm fine here, and I'm fine here, and I'm fine here. That's good. Oh, that's bad. When I double click on this one, notice that the type tool is activated, so I can edit that one, which means it's still a typeface. And if I load this onto the school computer that operates our laser printer, it's going to look at this font, which is Sports Jersey, and it's going to say, I don't have that here's Arial instead. So what I have to do is unselect it, select it once, go to Object, Expand, click OK. Double check here. Yeah, I double click on it. I don't get the type tool. I just get isolation mode, which sounds like a quarantine thing, but it's not. And I have to do that for many of these. So I would go all the way around to make sure that all the type has been converted. And that one's already been done. Yep, and there's confirmation. When I select it with the direct selection tool, each one of these is a separate object. All right. Now, I'm not going to make you sit through all 12 of those, but you get the idea. I would have to do all of these, including this one, which at one time was a type, but I've already changed it. All right. I've expanded everything, and I have to name my file. Homeroom underscore full name clock underscore material underscore thickness underscore color dot AI. Material means wood or acrylic, so I have to tell whoever's going to print this what material I desire. And the thickness will be 3 millimeters, unless I've talked about that with my teacher. 3 millimeters is fine for my Goldie clock here. If I'm using acrylic, I have to say what color, but if I'm using wood, I just leave that out. And I only have one material in use here, so I only need one document. So let's check. I don't have a homeroom, which makes me feel a little bit isolated. But David Larson underscore Goldie clock underscore acrylic underscore 3 millimeters underscore black dot AI. Perfect. Save it. And that is what I will upload to Google Classroom under Crit C or in the dedicated box for my my print ready Illustrator document. All right. If you have any questions, send me a private message or bring it up in class. Okay? Good luck.